Good morning, everyone. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
That means may you have a peaceful and whole Shabbat. We'll try that again. I'm wondering if I can turn this up a little. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I want to make sure I turn mine up and not yours up. Shabbat Shalom. That's louder. Okay. As we are here this morning, we are excited to welcome Matteo for his big moment of becoming Bar Mitzvah, as well as ushering in our morning celebration of our Sabbath of Shabbat. And in doing so, we will join with the words of Hine Matov. The words mean how wonderful, how good it is for us to be together in this space.
And if you would like to find the words and follow along, you can find them on page 10 in your prayer book, which I hope you picked up. And please feel free to sing along.
When you were walking in, I hope that you have picked up the correct prayer book. It says Shabbat on the binding. Just want to make sure because there are two that look very similar. The prayer book is written from a Hebrew direction, so it goes right to left, so it might appear as if it's moving the wrong direction or beginning on the wrong page, but it's actually supposed to be that way. It also has an interesting format, which is that every 2 pages are actually one. They're just labeled as 2. So if you were to open your book, let's say to page 64, which is the page before we're beginning, you'll notice that there is a reading, a prayer in Hebrew. Beneath it, you'll find the exact translation of it, but on the side, you will also find a translation that is more poetic or some sort of poetry that gives the same meaning as the prayer. We will read one of these and then move on to the following page. So we will be moving quickly, but Matteo is very good at giving page numbers, and we'll make sure that we are all on the same page.
And if you haven't gotten a book, now is your wonderful time to feel free to move up down the aisle and go and grab one.
Yes.
We would love for you to be able to participate with us fully.
Speaking of which, if you would like to follow along for the Torah reading, you will want to pick up a special book that is the larger of the blue books that says the Torah as well. So at this point, we'll start on page 66, and I invite Matteo to join me.
Each of us enters the sanctuary with a different necessity.
Yep.
Okay. Each of us enters the sanctuary with a different need. Some hearts are full of peace and gratitude, overflowing with love and joy. They are eager to confront the day to make the world a better place. They are recovering from illness or have escaped misfortune. We rejoice with them. Some hearts ache with sorrow. Disappointment weighs heavily on them. Families have been broken. Loved ones lie on a bed of pain. Death has taken a cherished loved one. May our presence and caring bring them comfort. Some hearts are embittered. Ideals are betrayed and mocked. Answers sought in vain. Life has lost its meaning and value. May the knowledge that we, too, are searching restore our hope and renew our faith.
We turn towards page 72, and at this point, I would like to invite forward Matteo's Aunt Lori and Uncle Harold.
Gotta take this off first.
It's a little toasty.
Yes.
So, Matteo, we are so honored to be able to present you with your tallis this morning. I'm going to do this. I'm going to try not to cry, but I'm already on the verge of tears, so I'm just going to warn you that could happen. So, when Grandma Sylvia turned 80, Uncle Harold and I and Jacob took her on a trip to Israel. She'd never been to Israel. And your moms asked us if we would buy talasim while we were there for you and your brother. And we did that. And Grandma Sylvia, we did it in Tzfat. We went shopping in a lovely place in Israel called Tzfat. And Grandma Sylvia was so excited to help buy these talasim and pick them out for you and your brother. And we had the honor of presenting Antonio with at his bar mitzvah, and today you at yours. But the story goes on from there because your moms got married under these talasim. So this piece of cloth that we're going to hand to you this morning that you're going to wear as an adult Jewish male carries the love of your family, so much love and so much pride, and we're so proud of you today. And I will now ask Uncle Harold to switch places with me.
So, as Laura just said, the tallis is something that you wear, but as you wear it, you wrap yourself in your family and in the traditions of Israel.
And try not to drop it on the floor.
Go ahead. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu mitzvot v'tzifanu v'chishtat keif to wrap yourself in this tallis and in what it means. Mazel tov.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotah v'tzilanu lahi atef b'tzitzit.
We continue with our service on page 74 with the words of Matovu.
Ishkanu
together on the top of page 77. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe. With divine wisdom, you have made our bodies, combining veins, arteries, and vital organs into a finely balanced network. Wondrous maker and sustainer of life, were one of them to fail, how well are we aware. We would lack the strength to stand before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, source of our health and strength. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei kol basar, umafli la'asot. My God, the soul you have given me is pure. You created it, you shaped it, you breathed it into me, and you protect it within me. For as long as my soul is within me, I offer thanks to you, Adonai my God, and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. Praised are you, Adonai, in whose hand is every living soul and the breath of humankind. Baruch atah Adonai, asher be'ado nefesh kol chai, v'ruach kol basar ish.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan l'sech bivina, l'avchin ben yom u'ben layla. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, zokef kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, rokal haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechir mitzadei gaber. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, malbish arumim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, anoten le'orav koach. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, ma'avir shena me'enai, u'tnuma me'afapai. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'tzelem Elohim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'chorin. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, oser Yisrael b'gvura. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, oser Yisrael b'tifara.
Page 86.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotanu v'tzina asok b'divrei Torah. O Adonai, our God, let the words of Torah be sweet in our mouths and the mouths of your people Israel, so that we, our descendants and descendants of all your people Israel, may know you by studying your Torah for its own sake. Blessed are you, Adonai, who teaches Torah to the people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai hamelamed Torah le'amo Yisrael. These are things that are limitless, and of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world, while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study, morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, but devotion to in prayer, and making peace among people, but the study of Torah encompasses them all.
We turn together now to page 106. Vitkadal Shemir Rabba Ve'almat Yivrach Yotev Yamlich Malchutev
בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו יהי שמי רבה מברך והעלם מולל מעל מיה יתברך וישתבח ויתבהר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהלל לשמי דקודשה להילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן מעלמה ויאמרו Amen.
If you are able, we invite you to please rise as we turn to page 108. Page 110.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or uvarei Moshe Shalom uvarei et hakol
Hameir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha barachamim uvtadol mechadesh b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh v'reshit ma rabu ma'aseha Adonai kulam b'chokhma asita ma'ah ha'aretz kinyanecha titbarach Adonai Eloheinu al sheva ma'aseh yadecha ve'al ma'orei or she'asita yafarucha selah or chadash al Zion ta'ir v'nizkeh hulanu mehera le'oro Baruch atah Adonai yotzer ha'meorot.
How deeply you have loved us, Adonai, our God, gracing us with surpassing compassion on account of our forebears who trust led you to reach them, the law of life. By gracious to us, teaching us as well. O merciful one, have mercy on us by making us able to understand and discern, to heed, learn, and teach, and lovingly to observe, perform, and fulfill all that is in your Torah. Enlighten our eyes with your Torah. Focus our minds on your mitzvot. Unite our hearts in love and reverence for your name, then we'll never feel shame, never deserve rebuke, and never stumble. Having trusted in your great and awesome holiness, we shall celebrate you with salvation, with joy. Gather us in peace from the four corners of the earth, and lead us upright to our land. For you, O God, work wonders. You chose us, truly. You drew us near to you, your great name, that we might acknowledge you, declaring you one in love. Praise be you, Adonai, who chooses your people, Israel, in love. Baruch atah Adonai, haboher be'amo Yisrael be'ahava.
Be seated.
V'yavta et Adonai Elohecha b'kol levavcha u'kol asherecha u'kol meodecha v'hayu havarim ha'ele asher onohi mitzaveha hayom al levaveha Vishinantam leha vidibarta bam Vishibteha v'leiteha uvleteha v'ardere ukshakbeha ugumeha ukshartam leyod al yadeha והיו לתוספות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ידיך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאליהם. אני אדוני אלוהיהם, אשר הוצאתם מארץ מצרים, להות להם לאלים. אני אדוני אלוהיהם. Continue praying on the top of page 121. Emet, there is no place where you are not. Even in the wilderness there is your word. Emet, that pen strokes of lightning, white fire, black flame, stir the soul's passion, guide our sacred way. True and enduring is Torah. Your truth for us is certain and established, now and forevermore. Like Moses, Miriam, and all of Israel, we sing out and rejoice.
Yisrael, Huma be'ezrat Yisrael,
Ufedei Chedumecha Yehuda v'Yisrael, Go'aleinu Adonai Tzavaot Shemo, Kadosh Yisrael, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
Please rise and turn to page 124 for the Amidah.
Adonai Sefatai Tiftach Ufi Agita Ilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Imoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor V'Hanorah, El Elyon, Omer Chasadim Tovim, V'koneh Hakol, V'zoher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'mevir Geulah Livnei Bneihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Hotzer U'Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Be'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Elam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah L'Moshia, Morid Atah, Mechalchel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechaye HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofei Holim, U'Matir melech, melech mamid u'mechayeh, u'matzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol.
Please turn to the bottom of page 134 and pray with me.
You may be seated.
Our God, and God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest. Sanctify us with your mitzvot, and grant us a share in your Torah. Satisfy us with your goodness, and gladden us with your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. And in your gracious love, Adonai our God, grant us your holy Shabbat as a heritage. May Israel, who sanctifies your name, rest on Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
We continue on page 136.
Be
We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God, and the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation with every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of the day, evening and noon, or evening, morning, and noon. O God, one whose mercies never end, O compassionate one, whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you. For all these things, O Sovereign, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'atov shimcha u'ha ne'eh le'odot.
We continue on page 140. We now take a moment for silent prayer and private meditation.
we prepare for our Torah service, we turn to page 244, and we will rise in just a moment, and those involved in the first part of the Torah service can come forward at this time. Please rise. Our ark openers and the family. Our tradition teaches that Moses received the Torah at Sinai and transmitted it to Joshua, Joshua to the elders, and the elders to the prophets, and from the prophets to the men of the great assembly, and so on through the generations. And Matteo, today we both literally and symbolically pass this Torah to you, that you might take the words that are in it in your heart and carry them with you always. We'll start with your grandfather and through the generations of your family. a breath. This is the fun part. So we continue with our Torah service. Matteo will be reading from our scroll for us this morning. And it is my pleasure, for the honor of the first Aliyah, to call forward your aunt and uncle, Lori and Harold. Ya'amdu Chaim Yehuda ben Moshe V'Liora bat Tzvi Hershel V'Sheva le'Aliyah. Baruch Adonai havarach le'olam va'ed. And if one of you can help hold that side.
Okay, where is it? V'teber Miriam b'ram b'masha al-hodol Haisha hakushit asher laka Kisha kushi laka V'aymiru hark b'masha diber Adonai Halo gambanu diber Vishma Adonai V'hosh Moshe onan Mo'et miko ha'adam Asher ofnei ha'adaman.
Amen. And I got excited and jumped into the Torah reading and neglected to call forward Joe and Denise for the translation. And for those who wish to follow along, page 965.
Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Cushite woman he had married. He married a Cushite woman.
They said, "Has the Eternal spoken only through Moses? Has God not spoken through us as well?" The Eternal heard it. Now, Moses was a very humble leader, more so than any other human being on earth.
And for our second Aliyah, we call forward also your aunt and uncle, Ellen McConnell and Louis Chaiten. Ya'amdu Libi Yitzchak ben Tzvi Hershel V'Sheva V'Chava bat Tzvi Hershel V'Sheva le'Aliyah. And Bob and Cindy for the translation.
Vayomer Adonai Fitom El Moshe V'Aaron Ve'el Miriam Ze'ur Shaloshtehem El Ohel Moed Vayetzu Shalashtam Vayered Adonai Ve'amud Anan V'Mafetah Ohel V'Ikra Aharun U'Miriam Vayetzu Shenehem Vayomer Shemati Tibarai Im Yanavi Ohem Adonai Ralev et vada behoyom adaberbo lohen of di Moshe beti amanho fe el fe adaberbo umarevilo behedot untmunt Adonai yabit umadua lo uretem ladaberbo Moshe.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Ready? Suddenly the Eternal One called to Moses, Aaron, and Miriam, "Come out, you three, to the tent of meeting." So the three of them went out. The Eternal came down in a pillar of cloud, stopped at the entrance of the tent, and called out Aaron and Miriam. The two of them came forward.
And God said, Hear these my words. When prophets of the Eternal arise among you, I make myself known to them in a vision. I speak with them in a dream. Not so with my servant Moses. He is trusted throughout my household. With him I speak mouth to mouth, plainly and not in riddles, and he beholds the likeness of the Eternal. How then did you not shrink from speaking against my servant Moses?
Thank you.
And for our third aliyah this morning, we call forward your cousins, Ya'amdu, Edie, Lily, Antonio, the aliyah. And for the translation, where did my list go? Heather and John. For the translation, we have Heather and John Giprano. Oh, and Bert Schrig. It helps if I read all the line. So he's going to be starting at...
Vayir af Adonai bon va'ela v'heni sar mela ha'el v'nihei Miriam uzurat kal shalach vayife Aharon el Miriam v'nihei uzurat vayomer Aharon el Moshe bi Adonai el netashit aleinu hatat asher nolanu v'asher hatanu el netahit kamat asher bezato Miriam amor v'heza berusho v'zak Moshe el Adonai lemor el na rofe na la. Yeah. Thanks, man. Thank you.
Still incensed with them, the Eternal departed. As the cloud withdrew from the tent, there was Miriam stricken with snow-white scales. When Aaron turned toward Miriam, he saw that she was stricken with scales.
And Aaron said to Moses, O my Lord, account not to us the sin which we committed in our folly. Let her not be as a stillbirth which emerges from her mother's womb, with half its flesh eaten away. So Moses cried out to the Eternal, saying, O God, pray heal her.
Oh, God.
Next. And for our fourth and last aliyah, and this is the central part of the bar mitzvah service, when we call you to the Torah, dun dun dun, surprise, which is the first time as being B'nai Mitzvah means that you can fulfill obligations on behalf of the congregation. And so this is when we call you to the Torah and you can bestow these blessings for all of us. Ya'amod Yehuda ben Shoshana v'korin le'aliyah bar mitzvah. And I believe your moms will be doing the translation. Away with the blessing.
Baruch Adonai Hamborah. Baruch Adonai Hamborah Le'olam Ba'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torto. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe v'havaya yarok yarak befeneha halot tikalam shiva yamim tisageh shiva yamim mihot zemaneha v'har tisar Miriam mihot zemaneha shiva yamim meham lo nasa ad ha'am Miriam v'har nasaham mizarod v'ayenu b'midaber Pharaoh. Oh yeah.
This is the easy part.
Yeah, that's true. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayei olam nata b'teinu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
But the Eternal One said to Moses, If her father spat in her face, would she not bear her shame for 7 days? Let her be shut out of the camp for 7 days, and then let her be readmitted.
So Miriam was shut out of camp 7 days, and the people did not march on until Miriam was readmitted. After that, the people set out from Hazeroth and encamped in the wilderness of Paran.
Oh, that's ruined. Love you too.
It's my pleasure to call forward Jacob Hirschman to lift the Torah and your cousins Liesel, Daphne, and Aaron to help us dress our Torah. We turn to page 252, and I invite you to rise if you are able.
Israel
That takes a lot of bravery to come up here. Yashikoa. With the Torah in our midst, you can sit for a minute.
Okay, then good.
It's rare during the bar mitzvah service, but you are allowed to sit. Okay. With the Torah in our midst, we take a moment for a few prayers for our community. Page 258. And Joseph and Charlotte DePrano and Emma Hirschman and Sam Smith will be offering some of these. For our congregation, source of all being, may the children of this community learn these passions from us: love of Torah, devotion and prayer, and support of the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction, and may we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with the fruits of wisdom and understanding, and may our efforts bring fulfillment and joy. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otecha levarecha b'yir'ah na'avod. And our prayer for our country.
Thus says Adonai, this is what I desire, to unlock the fetters of wickedness and untie the cords of lawlessness, to let the oppressed go free, to break off every yoke. Share your bread with the hungry, and take the wretched poor into your home. When you see the naked, give clothing, and do not ignore your own kin.
If you banish the yoke from your midst, the menacing hand, the evil speech, if you offer compassion to the hungry and satisfy the famished creature, then your light shall shine in darkness.
And for Israel?
Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper.
O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace.
Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel.
Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there.
Amen.
Amen. For those who are being held captive, this is not in the prayer book. Our God, the one who raised Joseph up from the pit, be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. Send complete rescue and full redemption to those held captive. Strengthen their spirit and bring them our prayers, that they may be protected from all harm. Implant understanding in the heart of the enemy, that they may return the captives in wholeness of body and spirit. Grant wisdom to the IDF, that they may secure freedom for the captives without loss of life. Grant strength of spirit and courage of heart to all the sons and daughters of Abraham, Sarah, and Hagar, to release bonds of captivity and allow us all to live in freedom. From the Psalms, they shall call upon me, and I will answer them. I will be with them in distress. I will rescue them and honor them. We also hold in our thoughts those who are in need of healing. As a congregation, we pray especially for Lonnie Carpenter, Michael, Amy, and Sam Schreier, Harvey Tuck, Ella Dubrow, Joanne Clark, Brandon Watts, Bert Seidel, Bruce Brenner, Barb Gronenfeld, Nanette Baker, Isaac Spicer, David Hernandez, Norman and Carol Leist, Laura McNew, Andy Leifheit, Rob Mandel, Ken Rosenzweig, Kyle Kreider, Anna Pullman Garcia, Marla Harlan, Bobby DeSalvo, Justin Zeisloft, Natalie Katz, James Weston, Cynthia Weston, Isaac Stoller, Kazimira Cairo, Jeremy Watts, Mariah Strickland, Eileen Eady, Kim Howell, Eleanor Must, Catherine Cooper, Sid Gross, Cicely Nathan, and Gary Pacernick, as well as all those we hold in our hearts. The Misha Barak prayer, is the setting we will use this morning for our prayer for healing is not the words in our prayer book, but rather the words that ended Antonio's third aliyah, El Na Refana La, O God, please heal her. Baruch atah Adonai Rofeh HaCholim, blessed are you, Adonai, who brings healing to those in need. This time we will continue with our Haftarah service. So Matteo, you are done sitting. And Matteo's Haftarah reading comes from the book of Isaiah. He will be starting with the beginning of chapter 3 on page 974 in the Torah commentary after the blessings.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar rivim tovim v'ratzav ridehem ha'enarim bemet. Baruch atah Adonai aboher b'torah u'moshe avdo u'b'Yisrael amo u'v'nviei ha'emet v'zedek. Vayar'eni et Hoshua hakahein hakado omeid livnei maha Adonai Satan omeid al minu lisatanu Vayomer Adonai El Satan Yigar af Adonai becha Hasatan Yigar af Adonai becha Haboher Bereo Shulat Berushalayim Halozeh Od Muzamesh Vihosha Hayalapush Begadim Zuim Omeid Livnei Hamalaha Vaya'an Vayomer El Madim Livnei Lemor Hasarun Habagadim Hazoim or Me'ala Vayomer Ela Rohe Ehavarod Bish Mehaleha Enansa Avoneha Vehalabesh Ota Me'elazod Baru Adonai Eloheinu Melech Halom Zur Kol Anim Sadik B'Kol Hadaro Ha'el Ha'ne'eman Ha'omer V'Osem Hamdaver U'Kayem Shekol Ra Emet V'Zedek Al HaTorah V'Havodah V'Havim V'Yom HaShabbat Hazeh Shenatata Lanu L'Kedusha V'Limnuha. Okay, where am I? I lost myself. Sorry. Okay, yeah, okay. Al Hako Adonai Eloheinu Anaknu Modim La Urahim Ota Yitbarashim Hapafi Kohai Tamid Le'olam Vaed Baru Ataranai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Yasher Koach. And not only did Matteo learn, I get to brag a little bit here. Not only did he learn the trope that goes with the Torah reading, he learned the separate trope system that goes with the Haftarah reading. And his Haftarah is the only Haftarah that includes one trope mark. This is literally the only Shabbat that we do that trope mark. And so he wanted to be sure to read that verse, which for anybody who's learned trope includes several less common trope marks when you get near that very special one. So there was even extra effort beyond normal Haftarah trope learning. And now you will share some words of Torah for us.
Okay. The Torah portion Beha Aloteha has the Israelites wandering through the wilderness for years. They start complaining about their circumstances, about food, and about who Moses marries. God and Moses become frustrated with all the complaining. The first frustration comes when they complain about eating only manna. They used to eat fish, meat, fruit, and vegetables. The complaints made Moses frustrated, so God told him to appoint a council of elders. This way, Moses didn't have to be responsible for listening to all the complaints by himself. Instead, he has a community of leaders to work with. God then gives the people complaining some meat they wanted to eat, but then gives them an illness from eating the meat. And Aaron and Miriam start complaining about Moses for marrying a Cushite woman, so God gives Miriam leprosy. There are many things we can learn from this Torah portion. One is to be grateful for what we have and who we are. We can complain about all the missing food and stuff, but it isn't going to get anything done. It also talks about judging others, like Aaron and Miriam did when they didn't like that Moses married a Cushite woman. When they started talking about Moses, God got mad. The lesson is that using words in a harmful ways will bring bad things. He punished Miriam by giving her leprosy. We can be quick to judge others by the way they look, but what does that do other than bring misjudgment to our community? We also learn from God that we all make mistakes, just like Aaron and Miriam did. We pay the consequences for our actions, but then we learn from them. Moses cried to God, "Oh God, please, heal her." And God said to Moses, if her father had spit in her presence, which she had not been ashamed for 7 days, have her confined outside the camp for 7 days, and afterwards she shall be taken in again. Forgiveness doesn't just mean saying I'm sorry. We have to pay the consequence for our actions. As I reflect on these lessons, they speak personally to me. I believe that we all have a responsibility to accept people for who they are. We are all different. I try to accept people for who they are without judging. We should also be thankful for what we have. Every night at our family dinner, we thank God for the food we have. There are so many people in our community that don't have food. Learning to watch out not just for yourselves, but also for our community is an important lesson. Just like Aaron, we all do things that may not always be thought through. Pay the consequence, ask for forgiveness, and learn from it. I can relate to this because I have made many mistakes in the short time I have had so far on this planet. Each time I make a mistake, I pay the consequence and learn from it. It is not okay to use words in a harmful manner. For my Mitzvah project, I raised money to make banners against hate speech to hang throughout the Yellow Springs school system, business community, and Temple Israel. I want to thank people who helped me reach this important day. My parents were helping me prepare this whole time for my bar mitzvah. My grandparents, especially my grandfather, for all the treats and support by making me laugh. My brother Antonio for helping me get through frustrating times and to be the best version of myself. Rabbi Tina, Rabbi Karen, and Courtney for helping me to prepare for this day. And to all my relatives and friends who are here to help me, support me, and share this day with me.
We are grateful. We are grateful that each of you are able to be with us here today. Our family, friends, and congregation members, and we are especially thankful for the support and guidance given to Matteo from Rabbi Tina, Rabbi Karen, and Courtney as he is prepared for this day. Each of you gathered here today has played a role in teaching Matteo about community, faith, Judaism, and the love of family. A sense of community and love that will sustain him through the ups and downs of a life well lived. We realized the moment that Matteo came into our lives that he would be a kind, good-hearted, and thoughtful person. Today, 14 and a half years later, we look at our son and marvel at the young man he has become. He's brave. As a kindergartner, he spent 10 days in the hospital because of a bone infection in his knee. And a few months ago, he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, all of which he has taken in stride, never once complaining. He has a strong sense of integrity. He does the right thing, even when it's not the most popular thing to do. He's hardworking and persistent. This summer, there have been days when he's had basketball practice in the morning, done a strength and conditioning session with Coach Lou in the afternoon, studied for his bar mitzvah, and then had a track practice or meet in the evening. All these activities done with 100% effort, always giving it his all. He's musical. Just ask him the words of a song, especially one from Motown, my music, the 80s, Jody's music. A musical like Mamma Mia, or a song by Joseph Mindy Berman, his favorite musician. He's got a great sense of humor. Like the time I was standing in front of our hall closet, overfilled with extra bed sheets, spreads, tablecloths, and towels, and complaining with much exasperation about how I don't like living in a house that's so messy. And without skipping a beat, 6-year-old Matteo replied, "We don't like it either." He's a loving grandson to his grandparents, Sylvia and Hal, younger brother to his big brother, Antonio, a fun-loving member of his large extended family of aunts, uncles, and cousins, as well as a multi-sport athlete, musician, actor, hardworking student, loyal and caring friend, and our pride and joy. We want to take a moment with Matteo to honor those who aren't with us today, yet whose spirit and love live on in our hearts. His grandparents, Joseph and Corinne DePrano, our good friend, Deb Solian, and the person whom Matteo is named after, Uncle Julian. Matteo, may you continue to be strong in mind, body, and spirit, steadfast in your faith, and full of love of family and friends. May God fill you with abundant joy and laughter. May God be with you today and every day of your life.
Matteo, today you are surrounded by your family, your friends, your community. At your bar mitzvah, we are celebrating your commitment to Judaism, to learning, and to our community. We celebrate not just this moment, but your entire journey to get here and the continuation of your journey in the years ahead. Parshat Behalotecha, which you chanted so wonderfully, teaches valuable lessons about perseverance, leadership, and the power of kindness, themes that I think resonate deeply with your own experience. I've had the privilege of watching you grow from our youngest classes in religious school through today. As your moms mentioned, life's thrown you more than a few challenges. From a little boy who struggled with reading English and absolutely, and I mean absolutely hated reading aloud in class. Today is such a testament to your perseverance. And when I say you have led us wonderfully, I truly mean it. You chose to read from a section in your portion that speaks to Miriam's affliction with leprosy. Sarat, which we translate as leprosy, it's probably not, but Sarat, that caused her to remain outside the camp for a week, and how Aaron prays for her healing, and then how the community stays until she can return. Your bar mitzvah project, creating a poster campaign against bullying and hate speech, follows suit, making sure that everyone is part of our camp, and that you are like Aaron, calling for those who might feel pushed outside to be brought back in and to feel a part of the midst at the center. In another piece of our portion, we see Moses calling, really complaining, to God that leading this cranky group of Israelites is just too much. God tells him to bring 70 elders to share the burden. I think you are a bit like Moses in that you accept help from others. You share the burden of the challenges you face, even if you didn't always like your mom's guidance on your Hebrew tutoring, but also in other ways. But unlike Moses, you don't whine or complain, at least not as much. Today marks your taking ownership and responsibility for your own Jewish journey. Today is not a graduation, but a milestone along your journey, and I have full faith that you will continue to show the types of leadership, perseverance, kindness, and the importance of community that you already have. May you continue to share your kind, gentle spirit with others, continue to have courage to face life's challenges with grace and fortitude. And using words of traditional blessing at life cycle events, may you grow in Torah to sacred learning. May you grow to chuppah, to sacred relationships with others. And may you grow in ma'asim tovim, in sacred acts of loving kindness. Mazal tov. And I'm giving you a hug.
Okay.
I just want to let you know that that's the reason I wear a shawl. because I can't keep the other one on. But they do make clips, and I think I know what a perfect gift will be for you, for your bar mitzvah. Last night when we were here for our Pride Shabbat, I pointed out a part of our portion that you didn't quite look at, that I wanted to bring forward because I think it really speaks to who you are. Again, you've overcome so many challenges, and you see everything and see everyone with such beauty and unique, such a unique gift to the world. And in this portion, Moses says something that truly is symbolic of this. There's a moment where it says, and we just heard that we have this cranky group. I liked how you said cranky. That was very good. And he says, of course, I cannot carry all this by myself. And so God then says, I'm going to spread this. I'm going to disperse my ruach, my spirit. Are you familiar with the word ruach? Yeah. Throughout these 70 people. And there are 2 others who don't go to be one of those 70. And they go, but yet they have this divine spirit also put upon them. And it's called out. Someone says, who are they to be able to have that? And Moses responds in such a beautiful way. He says that he wished that all of the people were prophets and that God would confer God's ruach on all of us. And he says this because he recognizes that there is a divine spark in every human being and that every person is worthy of God's blessing. Every person is capable of that same connection. Why should Moses, we talk about his humility, why should he be the only one? Well, he shouldn't. We should all be that. And I feel like you are such a guiding light in our community, helping people recognize through your anti-bullying stuff that each one of us is created in the divine. Each one of us brings beauty, and each one of us can be representative of what's best in this world. So again, I just want to say congratulations. You've done such a beautiful job. We are so proud of you. And it's amazing to me when I think back to when you were in the hospital a long time ago that you don't have anything that resembles a minion with you today. Because that's what I remember most about that. Right? Right. But you have a minion. It just looks a lot different than when you were there. What? Yeah, right, the yellow kind. There's a prayer that we offer for a bar bat mitzvah on page 262, and I'd like to have the opportunity to share that with you. Into our hands, O God, you have placed your Torah to be held high by parents and children and taught by one generation to the next. Whatever has befallen us, our people have remained steadfast in loyalty to the Torah. It was carried in the arms of parents that their children might not be deprived of their birthright. And so now we pray that you, Matteo, may always be worthy of this inheritance. Take its teaching into your heart and in turn pass it on to your children and those who come after you. May you be a faithful Jew, searching for wisdom and truth, working for justice and peace. May the one who has always been our guide inspire you to bring honor to our family and to the house of Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, shenatan li et hazachut ve'et hakavod latet lecha Torah. Blessed is Adonai our God, who gives me the honor and privilege of entrusting you with Torah. I'd like for you to take just a moment to stand here. I'm going to pull you a little bit closer so that you can look and stare everybody in the eye just for a second, make them feel a little uncomfortable. Just a little bit. And as you look out there, just remember, not only are you seeing the beautiful people and the divinity within them, but you are seeing your community. These are the people who will always be with you, who have been with you at so many moments in your life. And in this moment, this feeling is the feeling of God's presence that is here when community comes together to honor you and support you. And if you ever have moments where you're in need of strength, I hope that you will come back to this one and feel the strength of this community and feel the presence of God with you always. Mazal tov. And at this point, we're going to invite everyone to please rise as we turn to page, 256.
And we invite open those that are helping to close the ark. Open and close the ark.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha.
May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find the greatest of all gifts, that gift of peace. Amen.
We continue with our service with the words of Aleinu, which can be found on page 282.
Aleinu l'shaveh Adon hakol, latei tefillah l'tzeh Shelo asanu b'nei haratzot, velo samanu b'mishpachot ha'adamah, velo samanu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu gorim, u'mishtachavim todim, lifnei malach, malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Page 285 at the top.
Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor adultery fly. O may all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign for you forever and ever.
V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz, bayom ha'u yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
It's my pleasure to invite forward our temple president on behalf of the congregation to offer a few words.
Well, Matteo, you have done an amazing job. You're a most capable young man. I'm envious of your beautiful voice, your chant, both the Torah trope and the Haftorah trope, which I recognized even before you said that. And it's just amazing. So I get to be the icing on the top of your cake. And the very first thing that I have to present to you is your certificate of Bar Mitzvah that's signed by Rabbi Bodney Halaz, Rabbi Tina Sobo, and Courtney Cummings, all of whom were part of your Bima team for your Bar Mitzvah. That's number one. The second thing we get is there's a method to our madness. We want to make sure that you continue your Jewish life. And this is your very own Kiddush cup. So you'll be able, for your Shabbat evening meal, to be able to say your Kiddush with your own Kiddush cup, which is a lovely thing. And then this is fantastic. Every time I make this presentation, I just can't believe how amazing this is, because you are getting a $3,250 URJ Route 1 gift certificate in honor of your Bar Mitzvah. It's the experience of a lifetime with friends of a lifetime. That's a quote from one of the participants. And this is a certificate for travel to Israel on a URJ, which is the Union for Reform Judaism high school summer program. It's amazing for you to be able to get to do that. So That is the presents from the congregation. And then we have a special present of this beautiful tzedakah box that has your name and the date of your bar mitzvah. And this is presented through the Jewish Federation by Joe of blessed memory and Elaine Bettman and family. Tzedakah is the Hebrew word for the acts that in English we call charity, and is derived from the word tzedakah, meaning righteousness, justice, or fairness. I think you're well on your way to that. The giving of charity and performance of righteous acts, therefore, is deeply ingrained in our Jewish ideas, values, and consciousness. As you begin your adult Jewish life, the Bettman family, through the Jewish Federation of Greater Dayton, is pleased to present this beautifully personalized tzedakah box. You can. Okay. Crafted by artist Gary Rosenthal. So it's our hope that this special day and this gift will inspire you throughout your life to connect with your Jewish heritage through Masim Tovim, righteous deeds, Tikkun Olam, the repair of the world, and tzedakah, charity. So, on behalf of the Bettman family and the Jewish Federation of Greater Dayton, Mazel Tov, and may every occasion be as sweet as this one. Congratulations.
Thank you.
As we begin to conclude our service, we take a moment to recall those whom we have lost. As a congregation, this week marks the yahrzeits, the anniversaries of the passing of Henry N. Frank, Tammy Rich Smith, Leah G. Green, Louis Golden, Esther Maybrook, Susan Prigozhin, Constance D. Abernathy, Minnie Bloch, David Deschman, Joan Rogers, Frida Horwitz, Maury Summer, Jewel Lester Levinson, Julius Littman, Betty Raffel, Samuel Rosenthal, Hannah Baum, Max G. Margolis, Magnus J. Margolis, Mary Shaman, Judith Goldenberg, Lincoln White, Alice Ullman, Louis Barnett, Peter Albert, Joseph Resnick, Jacob Stoller, Liam Davison Gates, Esther Elaine Neiman, Ada Levinson Perlson, Gail R. Ruda, Stanley Frank, Dora L. Schimmelman, and Moses N. Jacobs. There are other names that ought to be added or pronounced more correctly. I invite you to share them aloud. Invite those in mourning or remembering to rise first. As we stand together as one congregation with the hallowed words of Mourner's Kaddish, page 294. Yit Gadal, Yit Hadash, Shemei Rabbah, V'alma Divrach Hirutei, V'yamlich Malchutei, B'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shemei rabba mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yit barach v'yit tabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit ramam v'yit naseh. V'yit hadar v'yit aleh v'yit halal shemei dekudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushvechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'imrumav. Hu ya'asei shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You may be seated. We will continue in just a moment with a closing song, and I ask that those who will be helping pass out the candy come forward. You will all receive a piece of candy that we might shower Matteo with sweets, so please do not eat it. And we will give you further instructions after our closing song.
Rabbi is moving Matteo into position, we want to emphasize we are tossing, not throwing, tossing these pieces of candy so that we can shower him with all of the goodness and sweetness that is this Torah, this celebration, and this community. But wait until I get off the bima. We'll give you 1, 2, 3.
Is it safe? We will conclude with Kiddush and Motzi that we will lead from the Bima, and I believe some family friends are helping us lead. I'm going to send you over to Courtney's side because that is where the Kiddush and Motzi are. So Nance and the Mindy Bermans, please come forward.
You get to hold the cup.
Oh.
It is grape juice. So.
Okay. Am I starting this? Yes, now we're there. I know. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Hayom Asa Adonai Nagilah v'nismechavo. This is the day that God has created. Let us be happy and rejoice in it together. Shabbat Shalom, Mazal Tov.
And if
Thank you.
Mazal Tov. And if there are any kiddos or kids at heart, Antonio, I'm looking at you, because I already saw you grab some, that would like to share in the blessings and help clean up the candy, you may pocket as much as your grown-ups allow.
Yeah? Okay. Okay. That was a full-out raw. Yeah, just take this off.